So this past weekend, a friend and fellow poi junkie from Philly by name of Joe Graff stopped into DC, and E6 and I were lucky enough to get to hang out with him in Malcolm X Park on Sunday. And he introduced us to this funky variant on a horizontal stack that we had played with and knew and loved. And I'd actually seen Joe, and Leo also does this kind of horizontal stack on occasion in their videos, but I didn't really understand the idea behind it until I got to see it live and I got to talk to Joe a little bit about it. But once I did, it made me realize there's actually a possibility inside of many of the horizontal stacks that we're used to playing and playing with and enjoying that can make them work in a slightly more complex fashion that I dig. Normally, when we play around with our horizontal stacks, whether it be our in-spins or whether it be our anti-spins, we're playing around inside of a semicircular area that is 2 poi lengths in diameter, and it gives us access to alignments where the poi heads can be basically touching each other while the hands are apart, or the hands can be touching each other while the poi heads are apart. Or if we want to switch up the alignment, have hands and poi heads meet, or have neither of them meet, depending upon what we want to get out of it. We could, if we wanted to expand out of this area, however. One of the ways we could do that would be to just straight up move our bodies a little bit and add additional horizontal stacks on each side, which is kind of a ridiculous option, but it's got its time and its place, right? We could also play around with kind of folding the pattern back in upon itself, which it was Joe's solution to this problem, in which he stuck an additional stack in behind the last stack of this pattern, and it gave him access to an alignment that made cap versus pendulum really easy to get to, which I thought was pretty nifty. But it also made me realize that there's additional potential for playing with those kind of side areas wherein you kind of stop playing with the semicircles and you start playing with lines instead. Like, for instance, when we play around with this stack right here, which is an in-spin extension versus in-spin extension, we could also, if we wanted to, throw out all of the lateral movements and just have our hands moving straight up and down in either floats or stalls. This kind of works because the spacing of the hands makes it so when we come out of it, there's a poi head to hand relationship. The exact same one that Joe creates when he's doing his kind of sneaky stack right here. But if instead we wanted to play around with the area on the edge of that stack and turn it into one of those vertical singularities, one of those stall/floats, we can actually switch the overall alignment of the move from being hands together or poi together to being hands and poi together. So for example, we could switch it into this, which I find is really useful for then getting into split time opposite anti-spin. Again. One of the things that kind of annoys me about horizontal stacking patterns is that it's very, very difficult to change the fundamental relationship between the poi heads and the hands in the middle of the pattern. And I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but I frequently find during performances that I go into a stack and I really quickly discover, oh crap, I went into the wrong horizontal stacking pattern. I meant to go into this other one that will give me access to this other move that I really love, but now I don't know how to get back out of it. And one of the cool things that we get out of that kind of sneaky stack on the stall that uses vertical movements is we get access to all those points that we might otherwise have a difficult time with. And thus, we can save ourselves from ourselves and be able to get in the move that we always intended. Or even we can just add a little bit of extra trickery on the side to have a little bit of fun with our audience. So, Joe, thanks for the bit of inspiration on this one. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy playing with this as much as I have. Have a great week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.